Another basic concept of PDTR, and one that you'll become very familiar with in clinic, is assessing whether that we can inhibit a reflex, meaning can, when we test a muscle here, it be strong, but we can actually get the muscle to relax. Because if we can get the muscle to relax, then we know that actually that muscle, and in fact the joint itself, is functioning normally. One of the things that as a chiropractor I used to do all the time is, in order to test whether a muscle was tight, you'd palpate it to actually feel for the tone of the muscle. But in truth, that really doesn't tell us a great deal. It tells me that the muscle is really tight now, but it doesn't tell me how it's functioning in other conditions. So one of the tools that we deploy here at Cardiff Pain and Performance in order to assess whether the muscle truly has the ability to relax is we actually use parallel lines. And so when we assess a reflex, what we're really doing is assessing whether the nervous system is happy giving you strength and happy to allow the muscle to relax, or that reflex to be inhibited. And in order to do that, we actually need to confuse the nervous system. So if I test a muscle here and it's nice and strong, I can say that the nervous system is allowing that muscle to be strong. But I also want to know whether the nervous system will allow the muscle to relax. Now in the clinic, there's a couple of ways that we do that, but the main way that we do that is using parallel lines. And so what's happening here is, in order for my nervous system to feel confident to allow me to have strength, certain things have to be congruent. Certain things have to make sense to the nervous system. The first thing is that there's no threat, there's no injury in the joint or the muscle. Why? Because if there's an injury in the joint or the muscle, the nervous system may step in and try and be strong in order to protect the joint. It doesn't want to relax. So we're assessing the integrity of the joint and the muscle to see if the nervous system is happy for the muscle to relax. The second thing that we need to assess is actually whether the nervous system is feeling threatened in any other way, whether it feels that it's moving, whether there's a problem in the vestibular system, whether you feel dizzy at all. Because of course, if any of those things are happening, again, you're going to tighten up and not relax. And the last thing is, the eyes need to agree that you're not moving. So in essence, when we test a muscle and you're strong, in order for us to for it to maintain strength, the nervous system interviews the joints, it interviews the vestibular system, and interviews the ocular system, and all need to agree that there's no danger. But the interesting thing with parallel lines is actually there's no point of fixation. With the X line, there's a point of congruency, a point of convergence right in the middle, and the eyes generally fixate on that. With the parallel lines, there is no point of fixation. So what happens is the eyes saccade and smooth pursuit up and down, and it suggests to the nervous system that we're in fact moving, even though we're not. And that moment of incongruency confuses the nervous system. And as long as there's no problem in the joint, the nervous system will force the muscle to relax. It will inhibit the reflex. But that, in terms of the work that we do in clinic, is a good thing, because I need to see that the muscle is strong and it relaxes. So when I test Gareth here and I ask him to push against me, he's nice and strong. If I get him to look at the X, because there's a point of fixation, he's nice and strong. But then if I get him to look at the parallel lines and again test, he goes weak immediately, which tells me that actually the nervous system is allowing the muscle to be strong and actually feels safe enough for the muscle to relax. So I can conclude that actually the joint in that position at that time is behaving normally.